Alright everybody, today we're going to be continuing with making our own dropshipping tools, and the next tool is going to be our tool which gets the eBay sales history of anything. And you have the option, eBay gives you a whole lot of different options and ways to customize your request, your query for any product and sales history for it. And I'm gonna try to show you. I can't really say a whole lot about it. I'll go over what I know and we'll go from there, I guess. So anyway, what we're gonna be doing is we're using the Finding API, and in the Finding API there are different calls, and the call that we're going to use in the Finding API is findCompletedItems. And just to give that a little bit more context is right next to the Finding API there's also the Trading API, for example, and the Trading API has a call which is named add fixed item, I think, and what that call does is it would post an item for sale on eBay, on your eBay account. And one difference between the two APIs is the Trading API you have to have like more credentials in. I forget exactly what, like you have to have an actual eBay account, you have to have your PayPal attached, stuff like that, I think. I don't remember. It's kind of been a while since I have done it. And but with the Finding API, since we're just kind of doing searching for products and looking stuff up, you don't need as many credentials. All you're going to need is the app ID that you're going to get from going to developer.ebay.com and signing up and giving them the information that they ask for. So anyway, findCompletedItems is the call, and findCompletedItems, yes, that is true. And findCompletedItems, another call would be find items advanced and find items by keywords. These are all in the Finding API. And find items by keywords obviously does exactly that. Find items advanced just gives you I don't even know what, I guess more specific customization tools. I don't even know. I should look into that very soon. But the main difference that I recognize is that I always use findCompletedItems because I'm always looking for the sales history, and that's what a completed item is. A completed item is any item that was for sale at one point but is now not for sale. Whether or not somebody actually bought it is another story. But find items by keywords and find items advanced are searching for active items, meaning stuff that is actively up for sale right now that you can still buy. So anyway, in findCompletedItems, there are input values. Now I'm going to show you mine first, and then we're going to look at some of the other ones that you can get from the website, just very quickly. So this is my dictionary. This is my dictionary for the request, and the first key is my keywords, and then the value is whatever keywords I choose. So if I'm going to be looking up Pokemon cards, this is where I enter the string Pokemon cards. If I'm going to look up a UPC code, this is where I'm going to type in that UPC code, whether it's 12 or 13 digits or whatever kind of identifier that you're looking for. That's what's going to go right there. Pagination input, pagination, I don't know how to say it. The key is, now first of all, that's a lowercase k. It has to be that way. You have to get your casing correctly in your dictionary, or it's not going to work. And you're going to can't figure out why you requested a certain date and you're getting something totally different because you accidentally put, a lowercase s right here. I just did that instead of a capital S, which is what it should be. So pay attention to the casing here. Copy it exactly. Also, I'm going to have the code up on my GitHub also, so that should be posted in the description also. So anyway, then category ID is something that I usually choose to use. You don't have to, but you do have to either use keywords or category ID, and I believe it explains that on that page. So read that page. That's a good place to get started at. Okay, category ID, and 6030 is just like I think it's like a general car parts category number for eBay. If you want to find a specific category number, a good thing that you could do is ebay.com, and let's say I'm looking for let's say Honda S2000 seats, and I have no idea what the category name and number. Well, I know obviously what the name is, like interior or seats or something. You do a search for it, and then you click on one, and you see where it says seats. You click on that, and then it's 33701, I believe, would be the category number. So if I'm looking for seats, then I would just paste that into there, or you can set a variable for it, whatever. So now the output selector is some of the stuff that you want the API after you send your request. What do you want it to give you back? And one of the things that it gives you the option to ask for is seller information. This is the information from this is details about the person who sold the item that you're looking at. So if I go back to those Honda S2000 seats, and the seller is this person, Vaskin_Motorsports, and if I want some information about him, that'll come back in the response that I get, and it'll tell me the guy's name, it'll give me his feedback number, what kind of stars he has, the percentage he has, it'll tell me whether or not he's a top rated seller, and you're going to see all that over here in a moment. But now back to this. Then I have an item filter, and this is going to filter out the items in the results now. And one of the things that I always include is my condition, and it's going to be, for me, it's used. I always use used. Well, no, I don't. That's when I'm doing car parts, because I do used car parts. If you're looking for new stuff on Walmart or something like that, you're going to type in new. So but for now, I'll keep it at used. So anyway, and then also, item filter is a list of dictionaries, and the first dictionary, the key is name, the value, the first one, what am I talking about? It's a dictionary, am I saying this right? Do I understand this correctly? Key value, comma, key value, yes, right. Okay, so it's the first key, and then the first value, and then the second key and the second value. Which name is the first one and value is the second one. So that's what you're going to always have to remember that. And also remember the casing. Please remember the casing for this, because if you mess it up, it will mess up all your data, and you might not know why, and you're making big decisions based on incorrect data, and it's not a good time. So now sold items only item filter is what I have at a variable called value_sold items only, which up here. Okay, so these are my input values. So this is what's going into all this stuff down here. So what I have is my first input value up here is $50 as my price minimum. Then I guess for my keywords I put in BMW. I like those S2000 seats, so I'm gonna go with that instead. S2000 seats. Okay, and then start from days. Let me think. Start from days. That should not be one. Start from days. Oh yeah, okay. Start from days is inside of here I have my start time from and end time to. And what that's going to do is I'm going to be asking for all the items which meet this criteria but have also sold started and ended in between these specified dates, I guess I should say. Sorry, that was hard to get out. So what I would do is I usually say, now here's what happens. If you go to the sales history on the website for something, if you go to the website and you click sold for this same thing, and I didn't realize this kind of for a while, so this is also what's important about understanding the website. If you go to the website, now it says this is what's sold, at whatever time. So March 22nd, okay, whatever. What people might think is, oh, it's a high seller, it's got a lot of sales in the last amount of time, or whatever. And that's not necessarily true, because when you get your results back from the website, all these can be, the top one could have been up for sale for 6 months and just sold on the 22nd. And the bottom, the one underneath it, could have been for sale, posted up for sale just this month and then sold today. So it's not really giving you exactly what you want, I guess, from looking at the website. So that's why you use your time constraints, because if I want something, not only does it have X amount of sales within the last 30 days, I guess, for example, but also that it would they started and ended, so I know that this is a product that I'm not just wasting my time posting these products. That's the kind of stuff that I want. So if I'm looking for S2000 seats, I only want to see S2000 seats that have been posted up and sold in a 30-day period. Give me a number of results for that instead of just actual sales. I hope that made sense. Oh my goodness, I hope you understood that. Okay, so we already did sold items only. Sorry, I'm going out of order. Oh no, because I was looking up here. So we did keywords, start from days. So instead of 1, obviously, I want to do like 90, because you want to have a more broad amount of time to get better data, I guess. So 90 or 30, I guess it also depends on what you're scraping. So I guess to go with UPC codes and stuff, I should probably switch it up a little bit. So let's try, 90 sounds good. UPC codes, because stuff changes, but you want something that kind of sells over time, not just bursts of good sales, I think. So anyway, now here I have value sold items only. Okay, no, I don't want only sold items. I want sold items, but also items that did not sell. These are going to be completed items. This only works for the find completed items call. And that's why it's important to make sure I get everything, not just the stuff that's sold. Because another thing is, if I'm selling a bunch of mops from Walmart, let me think. A bunch of mops from Walmart. I'm trying to figure out this analogy. I'm sorry. Sold items only. Okay. So let's say, for example, in the last month, in the last 30 days, there were 500 mops that started and ended in a sale. I would say, oh man, that's awesome, that's great. But that's, again, not necessarily true. Because if for whatever reason there were 500 mops that sold and it looks great, there might have been 500 or 500,000, or 5,000 or some other much larger number, but maybe more realistic, but a whole lot more than 500. So where the percentage of stuff that actually sells versus stuff that does not actually sell, or listings that end with a sale and listings that do not end with a sale. Okay, so this is like where you would put whether or not you want buy it now. There's buy it now, fixed price, and some other ones that's also on the website. We're going to look at that in a minute. And then this is our output selector, which I asked for seller info, and that's how you put that in there. Now this, I'm not even going to look at that yet, because now we're still looking at our input. So this part, I'm probably going to wrap this video up because I didn't realize how long it was going to take already. Where's the time at? I don't see it anywhere. You guys see it? Oh, 13:50. Okay. All right. So let me look at the input. So this is the page for the find completed items call, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just scroll down to the important parts for real. I'm not gonna say that the part that I pay the most attention to. So these are the input names. So we can have input if we want to specify input about aspect filters. This says something about like every different type of item has different types of stuff about it. So let me give you an example. Digital cameras is the one up here somewhere, and it says a popular variation in digital cameras is, does it have zoom or does it not have zoom, or something like that. And then for cars, it's okay, how many miles does it have and what color is it, and whether or not it has a clear title on a car, stuff like that. And that's going to be commonly known stuff, and those are going to be, you're going to be able to use those in the aspect filter. So there's also, so just go through these, look through it and understand. And when it says aspect filter dot aspect name, I believe that you would have aspect filter as like, I don't even know. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even have started to talk about it, because honestly I don't know. It kind of took me a long time to figure out what I was doing to put this whole thing together, and then how to understand to actually do it. And it's kind of been a while since I've done it. But I think that if I was going to use aspect filter, I think what it would be is, how did I figure that out? Okay, so where's item filter? Directly underneath it. Okay, so here's what how I figured it out. Right here it says item filter. Okay, item filter, and then it gives the description on this side. We don't need to see it right now, but it says item filter, and then underneath it, it goes into more detail about item filters. And then, so first there's item filter dot name. There's item filter dot name. So right here, I have it as we have it as a string in our original dictionary. Item filter is a string. You can see it's lowercase and then capital subsequently. Same thing right here. And then item filter dot name is going to have a list of all the different names that I can use. So the name, which here's the word name, and then condition. So you can see here's condition. And then for the value, I want to use the value used, and it tells you what different values you can use. So where did that go? Item filter. Okay, yes. So where does it tell you at though? Oh, all right. So you're looking through here and you want to say, okay, I want to find out what is a listing type. What the heck is it and how do I use it? Okay, we're going to scroll back up to the top, and we're going to open in a new tab, item filter type right here. Sorry, it's probably too, I hope it's not way too small for you to see, but it's pretty small on there. So this is an item filter dot name. It's right next to it. And okay, in here, I'm going to actually zoom that open a little bit. I hope that does anything. I don't know. All right. So anyway, so I said I was looking for listing type. Okay, so in this section for listing type, this says these are the allowed values in listing type. So where I have fixed price, where it would retrieve the matching fixed price items only and exclude store inventory item format items, whatever. So there's also auction. I want auction stuff. Then there's I want auction with buy it now. Then there's classified. Then there's store inventory, and etc., and so on and so forth. So for listing type, again, mine is right here. If I can get this thing to open up, I just have my value. This is my line for listing type, and this is where I have it set at. So if I decide instead of fixed price I want to use auction, then I just have to boom, write it in right there, instead of find all the different ones throughout the actual dictionary for the request. I'm glad I included that. So it's the same thing. So if we go back to the last page, so that's item filter dot name. So what else is in there? We have seller. Okay, so if you're looking for the sales history of a particular seller, then in that on this page, listed. What was that? What am I talking about? Seller. What? Output. This thing. Okay. All right. So this is going to specify one or more seller names. So if you want to get the sales history of a seller, you would put as your as one of your all you would have to do is this right here. Name. Seller. Value. If I can spell it right. Value. Cool guy Johnny. All right, and if that's the guy that we're going to be searching, and if we search Cool Guy Johnny, and if he's got something that matches the criteria that we set, then we're going to get all the results for that. So my keywords were S2000 seats 33701. Oh wow, okay. So anyway, but I don't want to search Cool Guy Johnny because I'm not interested in anything that he has for sale. So anyway, all right. I hope that I was able to give you a little bit of insight on how to use the API, how to build your request. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually send the request, and we're going to parse it out to see what the results look like and see what the output looks like, so we can get an idea of how to manipulate the data and go from there, I guess. So alright, thanks for tuning in. Give me a like and a thumbs up and a subscribe. I know I say that all the time and it's like redundant, but whatever. Thanks.